Hi friends, welcome back to the Multifamily Review. I'm your host, Marcus Armstrong. For the last several months, we've been dissecting the macro market, the supply cliff of 2026, and the maturing debt wall. We've established that while the market is stabilizing, the easy money era is over. Today we're looking at where the battle for 2026 is actually won, on the screen of prospective residents' smartphones. I'm holding the 15th edition of J. Turner Research's Mechanics of Online Review Sites. And folks, the data is staggering. We are currently living through a structural shockwave in the digital ecosystem that most operators aren't even aware of. Today we're going to talk about the Great Purge and why your legacy reputation might be more fragile than you think, and how daily friction is the new competitive differentiator in the age of AI search. Most operators think that their online reputation is a permanent asset, like a monument they've built 5 years ago that just sits there. But our 2026 data shows that the digital reputation is more like a sandcastle. In late 2025 and early 2026, the industry experienced a massive top-down purge of over 2 million historical reviews that were removed permanently and erased from the internet. This wasn't because of residents deleting their posts. This was caused by platform sunsets and a shift toward pay-to-play models. When Apartments.com fully transitioned to their new model, they wiped out over 120,000 reviews from non-paying properties overnight. The lesson here, you cannot coast on your 2022 performance. If you aren't continuously generating new feedback, you are one algorithmic update away from the reputation crisis. The velocity of new reviews is the only true safeguard for your brand's digital foundation. While platforms are disappearing, the ones that remain are getting more powerful. We have reached a point of hyper concentration. The average property's digital footprint has shrunk from 5 or 6 platforms down to just a little over 3.5. But here's the number that should change your entire marketing budget. Google captured 82% of all new multifamily reviews in 2025. Why does this matter for your ROI? Because in 2026, people don't just search anymore, they ask. Google AI overviews and LLMs like ChatGPT and Perplexity are now scraping these reviews to tell prospects whether they should live at your property. Research shows that ChatGPT references reviews in 58% of its responses, while Perplexity uses them 100% of the time. If the AI sees a pattern of complaints about your maintenance or your parking, that narrative becomes self-reinforcing. In 2026, reviews aren't just a conversion tool at the bottom of the funnel, they are a discovery signal that determines if you even show up in an AI summary in the first place. This brings us to the operational shift. For years, the industry's big bad was safety and pests. These are the foundational deal breakers. But the data tells us that for the most part, we've standardized those issues. Security and pest complaints are actually contracting across the industry. Safety is no longer a selling point, it's just the general price of admission. So what's the new battleground? Here at J. Turner Research, we call it daily friction. Residents are now screaming about the little things. Why? Because when the building is safe and the lights are on, they start noticing the dog waste on the sidewalks and the package they can't find in the locker room. Pet waste is the fastest growing friction point in the ecosystem, up 42% in complaint volume. And as we know from our previous look at the next-gen renter, over 50% of your households are in fact pet owners. If you get pet waste management wrong, you aren't just annoying a few people, you are signaling to half of your resident base that you have weak enforcement and poor management. Research shows that neighborhoods with visible maintenance issues like pet waste suffer significant market penalties in terms of perceived value. So how do we turn this research into a 2026 playbook? First, you have to treat review generation like daily risk mitigation. You need a constant influx of organic reviews to insulate yourself from the next purge. Now, I'm not telling you to go chase 100 reviews in a single month. All I'm saying is just don't forget about generating some new reviews is all. Second, you need to optimize for the AI-assisted renter. Since your footprint has shrunk to 3.66 sites, every review on those surviving sites carries exponentially more weight. You have to build a strong enough narrative on Google to dictate what the AI tells your prospects. Third, you have to leverage daily friction for differentiation. In a market where everyone claims to be luxury or safe, you stand out by mastering the logistics. As I've said before, your residents are becoming deliberate renters. They are willing to pay an additional $151 in rent for soundproofing because they work from home. But they will leave for a competitor if your package room is a disaster. Package management is no longer just a courtesy, it is a critical piece of the infrastructure. On-site staff spend an average of 30 hours per week managing packages. It's a massive operational drain. Implementing automated solutions like smart lockers isn't just a perk, it's a way to reclaim 30 hours of labor for your team and meet the 24/7 self-service expectations of your millennial and Gen Z residents. The era of the passive renter is over, and the era of the fragmented digital footprint is over with it. In 2026, the winners are the ones who recognize that reputation is a fragile, high-stakes asset. You can't just be good enough at the big things, you have to be excellent at the little things. The landscaping, the pet management, the package logistics. Because in the age of AI search, your reputation isn't what you say it is, it's what 1.8 million voices tell the algorithm it is. Thanks for listening to the Multifamily Review. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any thoughts or questions or emotional outbursts, please feel free to reach out to us at research@jturnerresearch.com. We love seeing all the messages and emails. And that's everything. I'll see you next month. Kelly! Oh, come here. Can you sit right here and just look at the camera and just make silly faces for me real quick? It's really important.
Oh, where's the camera?
It's right there.
What am I doing?
Yeah, you're just doing that. There you go.
Whoa, that's
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. What else you got?
It's word.
You just made that up.
Okay.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did. So we're going to cut all of that.